What if I told you that some of the richest billionaires on earth don't wear suits, but robes? That behind the pulpit, there are empires of private jets, sprawling mansions, and global media networks worth more than Fortune 500 companies. From Nigeria to Texas, Brazil to Zimbabwe, these pastors aren't just preaching salvation. They're building tax-free kingdoms with fleets of luxury cars and television channels that reach millions. And in some cases, they're even richer than Elon Musk. Welcome back to Inside the Billionaires, where we explore the private lives and fortunes of the world's richest. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss what comes next. Because in today's episode, we're revealing the most powerful and wealthiest pastors on the planet. Men who turned faith into fortune and built religious empires that rival Wall Street and Silicon Valley. You won't believe what they own, or how they got it. Let's dive in. Forget everything you know about billionaires, because Kenneth Copeland built his fortune not in tech, oil, or finance, but in faith. With an estimated net worth of $760 million, Copeland is the wealthiest pastor on earth. So wealthy that at certain points, he surpassed Elon Musk in liquid personal assets. At the center of his empire is the Eagle Mountain International Church, a 1,500-acre compound in Texas, featuring its own airport, runways, and a lakefront mansion that rivals royal estates. His private jet collection includes a Gulfstream FAL bought from Tyler Perry, a Cessna Citation X, and more, all stored at the Kenneth Copeland Airport, officially recognized by U.S. aviation records. But his power isn't just material. Through the Victory Channel, he spreads the prosperity gospel, a belief that donating to his ministry brings divine wealth. Millions listen, and millions donate. Legally structured as a church, his organization pays no taxes and isn't required to disclose finances. Every car, jet, and luxury suit covered under ministry operations. In the world of billionaires, Copeland is unique. He doesn't just preach about heaven, he built his own version of it on earth, protected by law, fueled by faith, and funded by followers. In Africa, there's a name that commands respect in both religion and finance: Bishop David Oyedepo. With a personal fortune estimated at $500 million, he's the richest pastor in Africa and the mastermind behind a faith-based empire that spans continents. Oyedepo founded Living Faith Church Worldwide, also known as Winners Chapel, in 1983. Today, it boasts over 6 million members and branches in more than 300 cities across the globe. His main church in Nigeria, Faith Tabernacle, holds 50,000 people and is often filled to capacity. But Oyedepo's wealth comes from more than tithes. He owns Covenant University and Landmark University, two private institutions with high tuition fees and elite reputations. He's also a prolific author, with over 70 books that promote prosperity theology, teaching that faith and giving lead to material wealth. His assets include 4 private jets, luxury homes in Nigeria, the UK, and the US, and a fleet of high-end vehicles. His publishing house, Dominion Publishing, generates millions more. Critics question the contrast between spiritual humility and financial excess. But for Oyedepo's followers, he's proof that faith can lead to fortune, and his billionaire lifestyle is seen as divine favor. At first glance, Joel Osteen doesn't look like a billionaire preacher. He doesn't wear flashy watches or preach fire and brimstone sermons. Instead, he smiles, and that smile has helped him build a personal empire worth $100 million, centered around Lakewood Church, the largest church in the United States with over 50,000 weekly attendees. His church isn't housed in a chapel, it's in a former NBA arena that cost $95 million to renovate, featuring 16,800 seats, massive LED screens, and state-of-the-art sound systems. Every week, millions tune in to hear his uplifting messages on television broadcasts reaching over 100 countries. Osteen doesn't take a salary from the church. Instead, he makes his fortune through book sales and speaking engagements. His first book, Your Best Life Now, sold millions and spent over 200 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. He's since written more than 15 books, earning royalties that rival top authors. He lives in a $10.5 million mansion in Houston's elite River Oaks neighborhood and owns cars like the Ferrari 458 Italia and Rolls-Royce. Critics call him a celebrity pastor, but fans see him as living proof that faith, positivity, and branding can turn a pulpit into a billionaire platform. In Brazil, few religious figures command more attention or controversy than Pastor Silas Malafaia. With an estimated net worth of $150 million, he's not just a preacher, he's a media mogul, entrepreneur, and political influencer wrapped into one. Malafaia leads the Assembly of God Victory in Christchurch, one of the fastest-growing congregations in Latin America. His reach extends far beyond the pulpit through his television program, Victory in Christ, which has aired for over 30 years, pulling in millions of viewers and sizable advertising revenue. His personal lifestyle mirrors his fortune. He lives in a luxury mansion in Rio de Janeiro's upscale Barra da Tijuca district, owns multiple high-end properties, and drives cars like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Range Rover. But his true business power lies in Central Gospel, his publishing house that produces best-selling books, CDs, and DVDs. Malafaia has authored over 20 titles, focused on faith, family, and personal growth, sold primarily through his church events and media platforms. He also travels by private jet, hosts massive crusades filling stadiums, and has millions of followers on social media. Silas Malafaia isn't just preaching to crowds, he's running one of Brazil's most profitable religious enterprises, and his empire shows no signs of slowing down. Romeo Suárez, better known as missionary R.R. Suárez, turned late-night prayers into a $125 million empire. While many pastors rely on donations and word of mouth, Suárez went a step further. He bought television airtime outright, spending millions to ensure his message reached millions more. Founder of the International Grace of God Church, Suárez created a media-driven religious network across Brazil. His daily programs flood TV channels with sermons, worship, and testimonials, transforming faith into a full-blown entertainment franchise. His income flows from multiple sources: massive viewer donations, book sales, and the sale of blessed items offered during church services. His books, covering everything from healing to financial prosperity, are sold almost exclusively through his church, commanding premium prices. Headquartered in Rio de Janeiro, his church features modern architecture, high-end tech, and seating for thousands. Suárez maintains a public image of modesty, but travels in private cars, stays at luxury hotels, and wears custom-tailored suits during high-profile appearances. What makes him unique is his influence beyond religion. With ties to media executives and political leaders, Suárez has built a fortress of financial protection around his empire, proving that a missionary can also be a master of marketing and money. Few names in televangelism are as instantly recognizable as Benny Hinn. With an estimated fortune of $60 million, he became a global sensation by turning faith healing into prime-time spectacle. And he built an empire around it. Born in Israel and based in the US, Hinn's show This Is Your Day reaches millions of viewers across dozens of countries. His signature events, known as Miracle Crusades, draw stadium-sized crowds who come hoping for healing, transformation, or divine encounters. Behind the scenes, Hinn lives like a billionaire. His real estate portfolio includes luxury homes in California and other global locations. His garage holds high-end vehicles like Mercedes-Benz and Rolls-Royce, and he travels the world on a private jet he considers essential for his ministry. His wealth flows from book sales, televised donations, and lucrative speaking fees, sometimes commanding six figures per appearance. In 2007, his finances came under scrutiny during a U.S. Senate investigation, but he avoided charges and maintained his following. Despite the controversies, Hinn's brand has endured. His ability to mix emotion, spectacle, and media savvy makes him one of the most influential and controversial figures in the world of religious billionaires. Long before YouTube or TikTok, Pat Robertson mastered the art of religious broadcasting. With an estimated net worth of $100 million, he wasn't just a pastor, he was a media tycoon, a political influencer, and the architect of one of the most powerful faith-based networks in America. In 1961, Robertson founded the Christian Broadcasting Network, CBN, starting with a tiny TV station in Virginia. Over time, CBN grew into a global powerhouse, reaching millions through programs like The 700 Club, which blended sermons, news, and conservative commentary. He also founded Regent University and the American Center for Law and Justice, expanding his reach into education, law, and public policy. His business ventures even touched banking and oil, proof that Robertson's empire was never just spiritual. His personal life reflected his fortune: a sprawling Virginia estate, private jets, and luxury vehicles like Cadillacs and Mercedes-Benz. Despite preaching humility, he enjoyed a life few could imagine. Even in his 90s, Robertson remained a force in both religious and political circles, once running for US president in 1988. For decades, he blurred the line between pastor and power broker, a man who built a billion-dollar platform on belief, broadcasting, and bold ambition. From billion-dollar churches to private jets, sprawling estates, and global TV empires, these 7 pastors have rewritten the rules of wealth and worship. They've turned pulpits into platforms of power, belief into billion-dollar business, and Sunday sermons into global enterprises. Whether you see them as spiritual leaders or savvy entrepreneurs, one thing is clear: their influence rivals the most powerful billionaires on earth. In a world where faith meets finance, these pastors stand at the very top, untaxed, unstoppable, and in some cases, even richer than tech giants. But this is just the beginning. Behind every televised miracle and luxury mansion lies a deeper story of how religion, law, and global media come together to build invisible kingdoms. If you enjoyed this journey into the secret empires of religious billionaires, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Inside the Billionaires. We've got more untold stories coming about royalty, oil dynasties, secret heirs, and the hidden elite shaping our world. Who surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.